My 30 female BF, 36 male, takes my ring every time we fight? BF and I have been together for a little over a year. He got me a promise ring a few months into dating. I loved it, it's beautiful. I have never taken it off myself. I see it as a symbol of my commitment to our relationship. But every time we fight, my boyfriend will say he's done, ask for the ring back or straight up rip it off my finger. I used to ask for it back after we made up after the arguments. But last night really doesn't sit well with me. We went to the store to pick up some last-minute things for our own little Thanksgiving dinner. We walk in, and I'm trying to look down the aisle in front of us to see if what we need is there. There are two guys standing by the aisle. As we walk past them, my boyfriend says, "Remind you of your ex?" With a grin on his face. I wanted to make sure I heard him correctly and asked what he said. He was walking ahead of me and said it again. I still didn't hear him, so he got mad and said he's not repeating my ex's name again. We shopped in mostly silence after that. When we got home, I put the groceries away and went into the living room with him. I realized now I should have chosen a better approach, as I started off with, "Why did you seem irritated?" Which he said I came off accusatory, and why he reacted hostile towards my comment afterwards. He said he wasn't irritated. I said okay, went to get up, and he asked if something was wrong with me. I said, well, yes, I am irritated at what happened at the store. I thought he snapped because he kept bringing my ex up. He said he snapped because I wasn't listening to him. Turned into an argument, and I decided to go back to the kitchen and start on food. He said to not make him anything, so I said okay, I won't make anything, as I wasn't hungry. He got up and told me to give him my ring, that he was done. I said no, I love the ring. And he came up and grabbed my hand and said he didn't want to have to break my finger taking it from me. I didn't fight him on it. Let him take it. We argued for about 2 more hours. I tried to tell him my perspective on it and why it bothered me. He just said I was attacking him and proceeded to attack me back. We did eventually calm down, talk it out, and make up. I realized that he unfriended me on Facebook, and he said he was being serious in the moment. It hurt my feelings a bit, because we had just had a talk about engagement stuff the day prior and how no matter what happens we always work to be better for each other. But then this happens. I have not asked for the ring back this time. I honestly don't know if it's worth it, even though the ring to me held a lot of purpose. I'm not sure what to do at this point. He picks fights, is bad at communicating, blames me, and threatens to break my fingers. It's okay now because we made up. Well, okay then, Missy, what advice exactly do you want, lol? Op, this is such toxic behavior from your boyfriend, and I think deep down you know it too. You deserve better than this. I would let him keep that ring. What's the promise in his mind? That he's going to use it as leverage every time you have an argument or disagreement? He's manipulative and emotionally immature. 1 year and he is already acting like this. He sounds like he is 16. What 36-year-old gives a promise ring? I think it's time to end it. Your boyfriend is extremely immature and doesn't know how to handle his emotions or any form of conflict. It's not okay to take the ring away or to threaten your relationship anytime you have an argument. You also sound like you're arguing a whole lot for only being a year into your relationship. This should still be the honeymoon phase, and your boyfriend sounds pretty difficult. If you get engaged, he'll just take your ring away anytime he's upset. And his inability to listen to your side and his claiming you're attacking him are concerning. This sounds like a lot of emotional abuse, manipulation. What the fuck, he's too old to be doing this. You are in an abusive situation and should get the heck out of it. My BF, 26M, friends are racist about me, 23F. So I have been dating this guy for 2 years. Everything was fine and we had our ups and downs like any other couple. He has a close group of friends, 4 guys and a girl. They are all white as F, while I am Latina, white mix, and I do look mixed. Last week we went on a trip to London with one of the friends, and while usually I can handle their kinda racist jokes, being 5 days and nights with this dude made him insufferable for me. His jokes include terms such as, "You are a woman and Latina. Unlike us you have no rights, haha. Dude. My BF. Now that you have her at home you don't need to clean anymore, such a catch having a Latina maid." My boyfriend has seen me cry at night due to these jokes. I have spoken to this guy about this topic and how it is not funny to me. I had got to the point that I am reacting in a way I don't want to. Today is my BF's birthday and this guy came. He told me another offensive joke, so I told him that I'd rather be Latina and a woman but have a degree and make 6 figures at 23. I am a broker working in a bank, so my salary is pretty good, than being like him, a poor cooker that still lives with his parents. Everyone went silent at that moment and it was uncomfortable. My dad is a chef, so it's not that I see it as a lowly job or anything, but I can't deal with this anymore. And what annoys me the most is that my boyfriend knows about it, but prefers to not mingle or say anything to this particular friend. I am not sure if I am being too harsh, but is making me think about breaking up with him? You need to leave your boyfriend. He clearly doesn't respect you, that much is clear. You shouldn't be subject to any racist jokes if they can't see that it's wrong. Why do you want to even be around them? If he's scared of challenging his friend is to not upset him, but he'd rather upset you, then your boyfriend and him can be together instead. I promise, your boyfriend is just as racist as his friends when you're not around. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be friends with them. Definitely break up with this guy. He's a racist asshole and his friends are too. Don't ever tolerate someone who brings you down. It is the worst kind of abuse. Get away from your boyfriend immediately. People who allow other people to degrade you as a joke are jokes themselves. He has no respect for you, for his friend, and himself. Good for you for saying something back and defending yourself, but your boyfriend letting this happen is disgusting. YT people with no backbone and who act like sheep are the most dangerous. They let things like the Holocaust happen around them and claim oblivion. Your boyfriend is also racist if he refuses to say anything and keeps being those losers' friend. I think my 30M girlfriend, 23F, has moved into my house? What now? My fairly new girlfriend has spent every night for the past month at my place. We've been together for about 6 months now, and I really do feel a strong connection with her. I think we're in this relationship for the long run, and I'm sure one day we will live together. I see that happening down the line, maybe in a year or something. This all started 4 weeks ago when she spent the weekend at my house. She brought her basic travel things, I guess, and her clothes, not a lot since she only lives 15 minutes away. The sleepover started on Friday night and was supposed to end Sunday night, but she ended up staying Sunday night. That turned into a week. Then that turned into 4 weeks. I usually work night shifts majority of the week, so it's not like we sleep together every single night. Now she basically lives here, but her belongings are still at her place. I do enjoy having her around, and it's not like she doesn't help out with the house. She buys groceries, cooks, and helps clean the house. The other day she had her friends over to use the pool. My friends think that was a major offense. She didn't ask, but to me it's not a big deal. I'm just happy someone gets to use it. She also has her own garage space now. It all just happened so fast. I feel like it's probably my own fault for not saying something at the beginning and setting boundaries. The thing is that I do love her and this is probably the best relationship I've been in. At this point, is it even worth saying something, because it's too late now? I might as well go all the way now. No clue what to do, I've never had a relationship get this far. You sit her down and say, hey, this has turned into. I'm not necessarily opposed, but if we're going to do this, we should talk about it and agree on it, not just fall into it. It's not clear to me what you actually want. Do you want more alone time? I'd like to just chill and have some downtime by myself tomorrow night, but I'd love to see you Tuesday. She's happy with how things are, so you're going to need to be the one to set the boundary. Or are you happy to see her every night you're off work? If so, maybe just talk to her about your timeline for actually living together. I can see us moving in together after a year or so of dating. What are your thoughts? I did this accidentally, haha. Stayed the night and ended up staying every night. 9 years later we are engaged with 2 dogs. Perspective as a girl who did this. It's just so easy to not leave when you so thoroughly enjoy being with someone. It's still important to set boundaries, of course. Life is so much better taking care of life together though. I would ask her to start paying rent if she's moving in with me, and we need to talk about having guests over. The best time to talk about boundaries was the beginning, the next best time is now. Does she even have her own place or does she still live with her parents? It's always best to practice communication in any relationships. You can say, hey, I wanted to check in how you are feeling about how things are going for us. I love and trust you, but I didn't want to assume anything. And just share your appreciation about having your girlfriend around and how you want to be on the same page about how things are going basically. It needs to be discussed, and if you have any boundaries, you need to share these as well. So much so that should open discussions on her boundaries and what she expects from this arrangement. I, 25F, think my husband, 29M, married me for money. What to do? So my husband and I met a couple of months ago and we both come from conservative brown families, so we didn't have a relationship for too long before we decided to get married. We were happy, grandparents were happy, families approved, etc., so we went ahead with it. The problem is I come from a significantly wealthy family, and while his family isn't struggling or anything, it's obvious my family has more. He had a good job, but after we got married he joined my dad's company and makes more. Him and my dad get along well, so no problems there. My problem is that he constantly makes jokes about how he's wealthy now and he's part of so and so family, a family name, which means he has money and can do whatever he wants. At first I thought it was just jokes, but recently I picked up his phone to see something. We both never hid phones from each other or even made it a thing. And it was open to a chat with his brother, friend, 26M, about how he's living the soft life, And he's so lucky and along that topic, and now I don't know what to do or how to speak to him about it. I feel like our whole relationship was for show and he doesn't even really love me and everything he says is fake. What do you guys think I should do? On mobile, so sorry for horrible spelling and format. I grew up poor and married someone with a better financial status. It will wear off on him, but he may be a little starstruck in the beginning. He's likely just not used to certain things you grew up with and may, not purposely, just naturally take for granted. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you, unless you feel that way for other reasons. Cracking a couple jokes doesn't seem that egregious to me. I would just talk to him about it. Marriage is a huge commitment and I highly doubt your family's wealth was the sole motivating factor. Edit to add. If you see him spending frivolously and being disrespectful of the situation by taking advantage, that's a different story. I don't see the problem. He loves you and the perks of your economic privilege might be a bonus for him. Roles reversed, if he was wealthier than you and you enjoyed the finer things, I doubt this would be an issue to discuss. Focus on the emotional aspects of the relationship. Are you both happy? Treating each other well? Did you get a prenup? Well, I guess that's why you don't marry someone you barely know. You should probably get to know each other now and accept that if you decide you aren't compatible in the future, you might get divorced. Does he make you feel loved and appreciated by the way he acts? It's like you married a man you barely knew. Thinking face. If he's earning and has his own savings, then you're safe. Plus, if you divorce, he isn't entitled to your family wealth.